Welcome back to the channel. I am back here with another review of a pair of Ariats. These are the Sport Western in all brown. So let's just get down to the brass tacks. You kind of already know what it is when it comes to Ariat. It's the same exact unboxing experience. That's them right there. Well, here we are. Oh yes, I love the smell of leather. Real leather when it comes to these boots. And I'm saying that because I just made a review on some Amazon cheap boots, and of course those smell like tire rubber. This smells like leather. You pull them out of the box and they smell great. So got it smelling like a boot barn in here. So yeah, this is fantastic. I love the look at these. These are different, right? Because everything that I have right now is just kind of smooth leather, smooth color. I love the texture on these, and I don't even know what you would call it. The type of leather that is in the shaft, I already know this is the type that's going to darken over time, and it's going to get real dark, but it's completely fine because like the kind of leather that's in the shaft is already kind of darkened. It's like a reddish brown, and it's going to eventually darken over time. Full rubber and composite heel and sole, so it's not leather, but I've really been liking it. It's like the only thing I really enjoy when it comes to like leather soles and leather heels has been more of the dress boot, which is kind of what I call my Tony Lama boots. I call those my dress boots, even though those can be worn semi-dressy, dressy or not. And then my Dan Posts, which are full traditional leather, uppers, lowers. But when it comes to everything else, everything that I'm just gonna wear out on a daily, I'm really feeling the rubber soles and composite or rubber heels. And so this is no exception. I really like these. I love the look of a leather sole and heel, but I love the feel of the rubber much, much better. So I finally got my size this time. If you've watched any of my Ariat reviews, and if you haven't, go back and watch them. But if you've watched any of my Ariat reviews, I'm usually purchasing 13Ds because I purchase a 13D in everything else that I purchase. But when it comes to the Ariat boots, if I'm purchasing a 13D, it's just too tight right here. So in particular with Ariat, I bought me a 13 double E this time. So that's just wide. I got a wide fit for me this time. So we'll see how they go on feet, but they look pretty good. They look wide enough. They feel wide enough. They don't feel too narrow. Now on the shaft, you're gonna notice it is the hybrid style again. So we're talking about leather all on the outer, except for the heel and the sole, and leather right here on the top part of the lining, and then mesh as we go in. So we're talking mesh. We have a leather counter, which is the back heel part. In other words, this portion inside. We have a leather counter, but I don't think it's leather on the inside of the upper. It's a good looking boot, and that's why I got it. Once again, if you've watched any of my other cheap Amazon boot reviews, they don't do this in the shaft because they're not made with leather, and definitely not proper leather. Yeah, because these guys stand up on their own. Now, once you break these things in, the leather begins to mold to your feet. These usually gets wrinkled right here because no one usually, like, you'll walk like this, but once you start stepping, you start to move it in this direction and then in that direction. Usually when I'm sitting down, I'm kind of sitting down, I'm sitting back, I'm relaxing, and your feet kick out, so then they bend this way, so you're bending the leather, and eventually it just gets crinkled up right here and just kind of sags, which is fine because that's what you want it to. You want it to be comfortable, not rigid. Okay, so let's jump to the on-foot portion of this boot and let's see what she looks like. Okay, here's the on-foot portion, and I gotta say, Being a 13 double E instead of a 13D, they slipped right on just fine. Nice little pop at the end, as you know. And as usual for Ariat, comfortable, very comfortable. And I gotta say, I'm really liking this color. It's not a run-of-the-mill color. It's not like my regular brown boots. It's brown, but it's got a red hue to it, and I really like it. It's a great look. The rubber sole and the rubber heel, as I spoke about earlier, the composite heel, as I spoke about earlier, just a great look. I love the shaft on these guys. It's pretty rigid, and it looks good inside the pants, inside the jeans. It looks great. Can't beat a pair of Ariats. All this stuff starts to get tongue twisting after a minute. Very good looking. And as usual, good looking toe bug there. Not outspoken, but it's there and you can see it. That's what I love about a cowboy boot. And I will say, and some of the boots that I've reviewed, boots that I own, when a cowboy boot has a lighter heel to it, I like that. A nice light brown heel, but I also like it when it's just straight black. So, I mean, this looks fantastic. I really like these boots. All right, that is my review of these Sport Rancher Ariat boots. They are fantastic looking, in my opinion. I like that they have this kind of a red hue to it, and it just makes it look different from all the other boots that I have. As much as I comb through boots online, or even when you go in person to the boot barn or something like that, if you got one near you, there is just kind of no point in getting brown over and over and over and over and over again. So that's kind of what I was doing with these pair. I was like, this is a nice pair of boots. Got that red hue to it. That will be nice. It's still brown, but it's got that red hue to it. But here's the thing. I purchased them off of Amazon, and so I had to say this caveat because I purchased them off Amazon, and the original picture that it had was like almost a grayish brown. It was still brown, but it was like a pale gray. I don't know if it was the photo or what. And then this was more of a gray. But then you skip to the other photos and it's exactly this. So I'm like, am I taking a gamble here? I don't know. I kind of want the gray ones, but I like the red as well. So whichever one I get, you know, I'll get it. If not, I can return them. But I like the red. So yeah, that's my quick impressions and review of the Ariat Sport Rancher. I do like these. Again, I'm a fan of the hybrid, so these are great.